Hey everyone, this is Steve from PublishPress. I'm going to talk to you about the PublishPress Authors plugin, and in particular one feature that allows you to have guest authors. We've just improved and updated this part of the plugin. First, let me explain the way things used to be and why we made the change. On this website, I have PublishPress Authors installed, and I'm on the main authors screen where you can manage the author profiles on your site. On the left side, you have three choices you can use for adding author profiles. The first one is the most straightforward. You can basically connect any user on your site to an author profile. For example, if I go to the users area, I have a user called Darren. He doesn't have an author profile at the moment. So on the authors screen, I can use the drop-down to find Darren, click Add Author, and now he has his own profile. That is a registered author with user account. When Darren logs in, he's going to be able to see the author profile area here. He's going to be able to customize his profile. What we also had before was the guest author with no user account option. This was a really cool and really lightweight option. You could simply enter a name, such as guest author, and the guest author would be available to use. You can go to a WordPress post now, and if you edit this post, you can search for Darren, who was a genuine user on the site, but also for the guest author account. And this will be added to your post. This is a very lightweight option where the guest author can't log in, they don't have an email, nothing's going to happen except they're going to be visibly shown as the author of a post. If I view this post, I'm going to see guest author down here. And if I go back to the admin area, I can go to the authors area, and for guest author, I can edit all their information. I can add a first name, a last name, an email, a website, an avatar. It's really a very low maintenance way to add a guest author for WordPress posts. However, and there is a but to this, there were some limitations to this approach. It was sometimes a little bit too lightweight. I'm going to show you just one example to illustrate what could happen. Basically, WordPress only really understands one author for each post. We have some workarounds for this in PublishPress Authors, but they were a little limited. For example, if I have Steve and guest author as the two authors on here, those are both going to show perfectly in the PublishPress Authors area down here. However, there is also the default WordPress option here, and no matter what I do, this area, this default part of WordPress is not going to recognize the guest author. At the moment, I have the guest author set as the first author. I can change them to the second author. I can even remove the extra author. But we had people who wanted to use this basic part of WordPress just occasionally, but they weren't able to because the guest author feature didn't integrate with this particular part of WordPress. So the solution that we've come up with is a different approach to creating guest authors, and I'll show you how it works. In the admin area, I'm going to go back to the authors screen, and there is a second option now for guest authors. This will create a guest author user account in a role which is called guest author. So let's call this guest@guest.com for the email. And I'm going to give the name guest author with account for this author name. And if I click add author now, I can go to the users section and there'll be a new guest authors role. Here we go. Here is this new account. They are not going to be able to log in. We have another plugin called PublishPress Capabilities installed here, which allows you to see what people can do on your site. If you take a look at the user roles, this guest author is not going to be able to log in. There is no admin access. So it's a completely restricted role. It cannot do anything, but it does integrate a little more nicely with some parts of WordPress. For example, if I add this new guest author account to a post and I view it on the front of the site, this will now be visible. So what we've done in PublishPress Authors is keep our commitment to making WordPress authors as flexible as possible. We allow you to have multiple authors. We allow you to have guest authors. But what we've done is improve the options for guest authors. In most cases now, I would probably recommend choosing guest author with user account if you want to create an account for someone who is not going to log in, but is going to be credited for writing content on your site. Guest author with user account is going to create that dummy account, which will make WordPress happier in lots of situations. So if you haven't tried it yet, go ahead and give PublishPress Authors a try. It really is the most flexible and stylish way to add author profiles to your WordPress site.